Hey, this is Sean from Norco Builds. Today I want to show you how to install this IKEA section wall cabinet with the suspension rail, and their instructions are wrong. And I will show you 3 things that you need to pay attention to. So without further ado, let's get started. This is the instruction for the IKEA section wall cabinet suspension rail, and the recommended maximum distance between the 2 mounting holes are 12 inches. However, in the US, most of the studs are 16 inches apart from the center of the studs. And it comes with the first misunderstanding that I can drill the mounting holes just using the maximum recommended distance, which is wrong. So let's say I find a mounting hole on one stud and I measure 12 inches away from that one. The second one will not hitting the studs because the distance between the studs are 16 inches. Same thing will happen if you're starting from the right to the left. All right, let's talk about this part of instruction. So apparently IKEA knows the distance between 2 studs in US is either 16 or 24 inches. However, this instruction is not fully correct. So because the distance between the 2 holes are 2 inches, so if we count, the hole would be like 1, 2, 3, 4. That means this distance are 8 inches. And if we go to the second part, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means the distance between these two are 10 inches. And it also tells us like the distance between the first studs to the second studs are 18 inches away, which is incorrect. This is what's going to happen if you're trying to drill your mounting hole exactly like what instructions telling you, that the last hole that you drill will miss the studs. Same thing will happen if you're starting from the right and go from the left. The last one will still be missed. And that's the second misunderstanding when we're using the IKEA official instruction. So what I would suggest you is to use your stud finder to find all the studs and to drill the hole in their center, then find the middle point of every 2 studs and drill the hole there, so that the distance between every 2 mounting hole will be 8 inches, and that's less than the maximum recommended distance, which is 12 inches. Alright, so what's the last item IKEA didn't tell you? It's to like and subscribe. Alright, so I'm just kidding, but if you found this video helpful, you're free to do that. So the actual trick I'm going to show you next, it's if we look at this setup, we open the 5 mounting holes for every 3 studs. But what if I tell you we can remove 1 hole and still satisfy the requirements? Since the distance between each studs is 16 inches for every 3 studs, the distance between the first and last studs is 32, which is less than the 3 times of a maximum mounting hole distance requirement from IKEA. What we can do here is to remove the hole for the middle stud and adjust the position for the other 2, which they are on drywall with anchors anyway. After we've sorted out all those confusions, let's start working on the actual installation, making sure you find all the studs and leveled properly. I drilled those mounting holes exactly like what I explained to you, and here I'm putting on those anchors if the hole is not on the studs. Before we drill the screw all the way through, we need to leave some space for such a special washer. The way it works is you pass it through the screw head, rotate, and lock in place. Here I have placed all the washers, then I just start to fasten all the screws. The rail is properly attached. It's time to put on those cabinets. Here you can see those metal brackets if you assemble a cabinet correctly. To put them on, you can just lift it up, tilt it a little bit, and let the upper bracket sit on top of the rails. Now all the cabinets are all on the rails. You might see some gaps between them, or you don't. Either way, I would recommend clamping them together and adding additional screws to make sure they're aligned and won't move over time. After that, you will find those small plastic fastener in the package to lock the cabinet with the rails. What you do is just insert it and use a flat head screwdriver and rotate it clockwise. After that, you can put on this decorating bracket to hide the metal. and you're done. Before you click away, I also made a video about using the same IKEA section wall cabinet to build a platform bed with storage, and I hope to see you in the next video.